Right. That's up for the cast. Part 2 mini-series. Self-love versus harmful tendencies. Take one. Alright. Yet another episode of Unsolved Fear Cast. Today we are with Mr. Scrooge yet again. I am grateful to have you here. We are continuing on to the topic for self-love versus harmful tendencies. We are digging more deeper into our aspects of, our personal outcomes through life, through our own decisions, as well as, future endeavors that were created through our past actions. And we are obviously not at Unsolved Studios. We are currently at another location, and we are going to be doing this here. Oh shit, let me turn on the light real quick. Hold on. Let's get some. It's really, I think it's really cool. Man, I enjoy the fact that you and I, we discuss the energies of the universe. We discuss that a lot, not only on camera about discussions, but just throughout life, man, because the energies are there. And I think it's cool that we are filming this second part of the mini-series the day that the third part of the first part drops.
Personal issues.
There we go.
That were really, as I explained, were really self-destructive. Not self-taught, of course. It was generational teachings, learning, and then I'd kind of like to touch base today on pretty much, like he was just saying, energies of the world, it's, you gotta just be aware of your surroundings and what you have around, because not everything is very receptive to the light, or the light being exposed, the light we all have inside of us, as well as what else has been working for me, getting a program, going to the gym. I've actually been working on my GD as well, just moving forward, so someone just trying to get that word out there, because it's, one of that saying, they say it's never too late, and I really do believe in that. I'm a big believer in it's never too late.
I mean, it's never too late. I mean, and I like that term, moving forward, because especially for me, my mental aspect during my darkest times where I'm stuck. I am stuck, and I cannot proceed forward, or there is not enough drive, or there's not enough light within me to want to continue down this darkness that I'm perceiving that is around me, right? Moving forward is something that is necessary, and it's also the hardest step.
And remembering to breathe, I remember.
Oh man.
Why am I freaking out so much? I'm like, bro, you're not even breathing. I'm like, oh shit, I have my help. I'm like, it's like, even in that, I didn't think breathing, I learned Kundalini yoga, which is one of the supposedly hardest yogas there is to learn. I did about a year or so. I'm not that good into it, but what I did get into, it's really, I had to stop doing certain things because they take us around, because of my beliefs, But I did, take, of course, what works, and that's the breathing. Don't forget your breathing, which is the most important home base that we need, is to breathe and just, be like we're saying, be in the moment, be in the conscious,
Absolutely.
Which is, the power of the conscious, seem to be hearing that a lot lately, and really believing in it a lot more as well. just the way everything falls in and out of place. You're really taking something serious, God, the universe, whatever it is, will continue to just throw things at you, and might not even be ready for them sometimes, and you're like, oh, you're like, I even sometimes I still believe, I'm like, you still think I deserve all of this? Just because the crazy life I grew up around and the things I've seen and done, it's like, you can't be forgiven. You can't forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the hardest things to do, is to forgive yourself. Because everyone, there's critics everywhere.
Everyone's a critic. I'm a critic. I got stuff to say when I know I shouldn't.
No, for sure.
It's hard to. And it's hard to step back and tell yourself, but everybody needs to take the realization that okay, do I need to be a critic? Absolutely not.
Well, I don't know if I mentioned it last time. I think this book that I read, and I was trying to get my kids to do it. It's called Rein in Your Brain, R-E-I-N in your brain, and it talks about the 5 different conflict styles us as humans are known to have, and it's like, I don't remember all 5 of them, but it's like avoid, competer, there's accommodator. What I'm getting at is to be able to understand where someone else is coming from. It's like, because we don't say things right sometimes, and we don't receive things sometimes right. They're like, because you're like right away. Me, I mainly take things personal when it's like I feel we have a bond, and it's like, it's like you could just tell me straight up, hey, this is what's up. It's like, and it's like, I said it too. You could say the most meanest thing to anybody in words, and them not even notice that you're saying something so mean. It's just in how you say it, and how you receive it as well.
How you project it out. Yeah.
Because I also, that's one thing, as I really reflect on myself a lot now that I have got to this point, I'm like I said, it's like people probably think I'm better than them, but it's like, no. It's crazy, because like even at the gym and stuff, it's like, I've just really been feeling energy lately. It's so crazy. It's like, I'll like catch people like staring at me at the gym, and like I get all sick, brother. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like people don't get the kind of energies that we're putting out.
That's
like,
it.
Like,
yeah.
It can be overwhelming if you're not ready for that next level. It's caused me to relapse it plenty of times before, and now that I haven't relapsed, it's like, alright, well, it's, but I don't take it all on at once. I'm like, okay, well, I won't go at that time or to the gym when there's so many people, or I'll go when it's not so busy.
Well, that's the thing. When people like us, like, and that is not just us, but there's a lot of people out there who project, not only just try to project positive energies, but like we want to bring positive energies into the existence, right? And it's hard to, this darkness in there. We're living in this darkness, and a lot of us that are projecting that energy are living within their own darkness, right? And a lot of people that are projecting the positive energy are also the ones that I think are also absorbing and feeling everybody else's energy, whether they're trying to project it or not. Right, but we're still feeling that connection because and it's fucking science. It's not just hippy dippy shit. Like there's energies and frequencies that as a connection through existence, we are there. Even fucking string theory, we are all one, right? All the we're everywhere at the same time. All those other dimensions, all that other bullshit. But like, so that's when it comes to a good point of when. Again, being myself, I get uppity and shit. I get hyped up, man, and I got to tell myself, like, step back, stop being a critic of not only myself but others, but but mainly myself.
I'm
And
my own worst critic.
that's it. Stop being a critic.
I don't care what anybody
Step
tells
back.
me. I beat myself up. I can
That's it.
still beat myself up worse than anybody else out there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And we got to tell ourselves to breathe, and that's again back to a cycle of breathing.
That's helped me too. Is I'm not, I'm my own enemy, not the world, just me.
Yep.
Just me.
Absolutely.
Work on myself. Get myself better.
You build yourself up. You build into greatness.
Be the change I wish to see, which isn't that easy to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, with everything coming at us so much, and it's not just us, like you said. It's everybody. Everybody's got things going on. Everybody's got things coming at them. You know what I mean? It's really hard, like you say. Breathe, bro, because fuck, man.
When it comes down to the point of where we've been. Again, like we haven't traveled down the same roads, but we have experiences that are not so indifferent. You know, not so different from each other. Like we've both been in dark places, but we have learned to. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be able to look at yourself and tell yourself, okay, this is your fuck up. This is not only your fuck up, but this. And your fuck up could be like you're projecting darkness onto yourself. That's a fuck up, right? When you shouldn't be projecting that to yourself. But it's about positive energies and positive outcomes that you put into the world and how you push yourself in the outlets that you go down. You've done, you obviously go to the gym, you've done yoga, you do a lot of like mental and biblical readings and stuff, like spiritual readings and stuff. Like there's a lot of different outlets that you've chosen to project positivity through and receive it back.
One thing I know as well too is I think it's hard for most people to want to be alone and do things alone, but I was there too. I didn't want to be alone, and sometimes that's no choice. That's the only choice I have, right? And it's like, alright, well, I have to work on this no matter what it is. You know, I have to figure it out and find a more productive way of getting through it than I used to. It's not easy. But I do, recommend, taking some time to yourself if you really need to.
Absolutely.
Like I said, if you have to go find a happy place, and if it's just for a walk down the street or something, and it's crazy because, sometimes, maybe you can't. Maybe you're in a relationship where you can't, and it's like, I wish you luck on that, and I pray you can get out of something like that, if it is something like that. But try to find your what makes you happy, and of course, if it's not hurting anybody else, I don't see nothing wrong with it either. It is worth it though. I can say that.
I mean, certain situations in life, like, you will perceive as, like, again, I felt it, as if you're stuck. And there are situations that will cause you to hit a wall. I mean, that's fucking life. You will hit walls, man. Repeatedly. But, like, when it comes down to, like, finding your happy place, the key word is finding. Like, a lot, if you wouldn't be where you were at or have those feelings where you're at if you were already at your happy place, right?
And you don't need money. There's so much.
You don't need money,
there's
bro.
So many free spots. There's so many places you could go walk to. It's just like,
it's amazing. Nature is fucking beautiful. There's fucking ways you just walking down the street, fucking if picking up new hobbies. I mean, like, it's and it's not about like, oh man, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try crafting, and then I'm not good at crafting. It turns out, and then like people get depressed with that and be like, oh no, and then they fall into a slump again. It's like, well, that's it, man. Something else. Find your happy place. You're not gonna be able to find what it is the first try.
I want to try learning the most boring game they say there is to learn, and it's golf. I already got the golf clubs. I just gotta get out there.
There you go, man.
So I'm like, like you said, bro. I'm glad you brought that up, just because sometimes when you're starting over, you don't even know what you enjoy anymore. Sometimes the things that you used to enjoy, you don't enjoy. Sometimes the people you used to like to hang out with, you don't like to hang out with anymore. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is a good brother of ours, Junior, has said. You know what I mean? Just because you outgrow someone doesn't mean that we have to be for that. It's beef, or that it's I think I'm better than you, or. That's nothing of what it is. It's like, if you want better, you're gonna, you know what I mean, you're gonna do better. And if you want to come, you know what I mean. We're here extending arm. We're we're meeting so many, like we're saying, things falling in and out of place. It's you just never know. If something doesn't work out, I really like that you brought that up, is because, you know what I mean, not everything's going to be a no, not everything's going to be, oh, I'm not that good at that, you know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's it, man.
You know, and it's like...
And I totally feel that, like, humans are if not spiritually, but, like, energialistic, I don't know what the fucking term is, but, like, within the realm of, like, the energy, we're plant-like energies, right? Like we will grow, and some people grow, and they grow to a certain height, right? They grow to a certain like size within their mental and spiritual self, right? And other people continue to grow. It's not bad, but it's also like some people will grow this way 10 feet high, some people grow this way 10 feet high, and there's still, like, people see it as a divide, is like, you're totally different on this aspect than I am on this aspect. And it's like, we're all still within the same spiritual growth of our own individual path, and energies that are trying to bring our own core and self up.
I don't know where I'd seen it, but it told me that think more outside the box. And I'm like, oh no, I was like, I'm already thought outside the box, and look what's happened so far. I'm like, whoa.
There's a whole world.
So I'm like, but then, you know what I mean, it's just these, I don't know if recently the aliens have been found, and they're admitting that they're here.
They're in the oceans, they're coming this way.
A water world, and water worlds are so great, and there's just so much more stuff here that they could teach us, and I'm like, I need to get all the one that doesn't guys. But no, because I really like that they know that there's so much beauty in this world.
Alright, so I'm a fucking nerd, so I love listening to fucking like space and like and quantum physics and shit. I was listening to the fucking the Star Talk Neil deGrasse Tyson guy, right?
What is it?
And fucking his one of his recent ones was like the odds of one person being born, and like the DNA structure of a human being, like those mathematically, so many hundreds, quintillions, and billions possibilities that you would be built DNA structurally like you, with also the aspect of like the number of millions of sperm that you had to be that first one to get in. So that's the possibility of you within any quantum realm of existing is 100 billion, like some stupid fucking random ass number. It's infinite. The possibility of you being you is just fucking none, essentially. But you're here. We're here. We're here doing this for you. Like we're here to let you know that there's better aspects, there's better outlooks on life, even when you are getting slumped. Dude, when I was editing this, dude, it threw me in a little bit of slump, man. Because it was like going back through, like, you know, just like fuck, and then just having to hear it again and again. It was a little bad, but like this is it's good for myself. I'm so glad that you're here to talk about this, and we're glad that everybody's watching. You know,
paying it forward. You know, I heard that somewhere when I got out about 3 years ago. Paying it forward, you know, and that's where it's at. That's even the karma in that. I mean, of course, I don't help out to get something in return, but that's just the karmic force of something positive, a good karmic force, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I try to create as much good karma as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
You know, if this is, you know, paying it forward, it's for, you know, it's in helping others that I help myself as well. It is something I have learned through some of the programs as well. And appreciate you guys watching, who have watched, those of you who have watched.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, hope this inspires you to, you know, chase your dreams, you know, pick up a new hobby, you know, get out and help somebody, you know, do something out there, you know, that, you know, it's not only good for you, but good for all of us as a whole.
Do something, do good for you, so that you may do good for others. And do good for others so that they can do good for you. It's a fucking cycle, man. It's a fucking cycle. But we're going to take a quick break.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll come back and dig it a little bit deeper. Okay. Alright, part 2, series 2, all that stuff. Marker. Alright. And we're back after a little break. This section, I want to talk about, I wouldn't say struggle, but having to continue to push yourself to grow and heal. I mean, going through, we've all been through dark times. A lot of people more so than others. Some people through tragic times, PTSD and trauma, and you know, PTSD is an individual who is working, who went through an experience and is still working with it. You know, still having to bring them back to that, right? They're working their way through it, right? It is a continual process. People who are in trauma are in that moment at that time. They are experiencing it then and now. And whether you're going through trauma or PTSD through dark times, or might not even think that you have PTSD through it, it's just a matter of when you are there in that moment, when you feel that you are stuck and you can't push through, the outlets that are there for the national hotlines, the outlets that are there locally, the outlets that are there within a community, they're there for a reason, because they're there because individuals know that it's hard to reach out, because they've been in that spot but they want to make sure that there's others there who are there to help them. And even when you or somebody cannot reach out or feel that they can't reach out, again, that's where we want to try to push own positive growth, finding new hobbies, finding new interests, turning down the darkness. I know that's a little weird to say, but turning down the darkness of what's causing darkness within your life, whether it's your own actions or whether it's individuals who are bringing that energy into you, or it's hard, but turning down your dark thoughts, that's hard, man. But it's something that everybody needs to do at some point in their life.
Worth giving a shot.
Worth giving a shot. I love it. And you were informing me that, there's certain memories and certain things that when we had this going the first time, that you didn't remember, that happened, that were traumatic, that were part of your life, part of your growth, part of your darkness, part of your light. You know, it was part of everything. But your mind forgot them. Your mind either didn't want to bring it up, or your mind was able to move on.
I'm glad you brought that up as well, because the body remembers just as much as the mind does.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one as well, too. But yeah, to be able to be aware of that, take it slow, you know.
Taking it slow is a big one. It's you can't go from a dark place to it isn't flipping a switch, turning it on and off. It is turning things slowly by nature. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
it's hard to be able to. It's impossible, not hard, but it's impossible to make change overnight.
Yeah, because I have PTSD too, a little bit of OCD. It does get better.
Yeah.
You know, if you want it to get better, it does get better, depending on what you're feeding yourself. You know, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It can be overwhelming. You know, like you were saying, I did remember a few things that I did leave out, you know, a few little probably details and stuff, but that's okay. Like you were saying, you know, I do remember things, and it's like I did have to take a breather, take a break from it, because it did get overwhelming, you know. And if I would have, you know, probably known about these numbers, I mean, I did know about these numbers, and I never really thought about it, like I said, but they are confidential. That number 988. Suicide prevention hotline. It's confidential, you know, and you feel like you can't really trust anybody, and you probably don't feel like you can trust anybody with anything of what you're going through, or feel like anybody's gonna even understand you. No, I think that's at all levels. You know, you're gonna feel like nobody's gonna understand you, but there is gonna be those that will understand you. You know, those that can't, you know, just take it easy, don't beat yourself up. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but if it's something you truly desire, you know, to get out of that funk, because it's not easy to stay out of that funk, because I still have PTSD. It's not as bad, you know, it's there. You know, it's good, like I said, to get yourself a program. You know, if you don't want to go to a program, you know, get yourself a schedule, write it down, you know, set yourself some goals, take your time one day at a time, whatever it is that you know, believe you need or want, it's very achievable.
It's a process, man, and they've broken it down into studies and stuff. Like it to make a pattern of success or a pattern of failure, it usually takes at least 2.5 weeks to a month, to 40 days, and that's 2.5 weeks to 40 days, and that is, let me say it again, 40 days. Like it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're going through an experience of like trying to grow and change,
you're readapting. It's in our human DNA to adapt to any environment. Just give yourself some time.
That's it. It's hard. It's
truly
a
what
process,
you desire.
but
So
you can do it in small steps.
Possible is impossible, or
That's it.
impossible is impossible.
There you go.
But you know, it's like it's been a really hard road, long, lonely road, you know. But there's a difference between, I should say, being alone and being lonely. You know, because you know, like I said, you don't really find enjoyment in the things that once you enjoyed, you know, like. But you might, you never know. You know, give it a shot. It's really worth it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Going back to a little nerding out, I guess, but I used to collect like Magic cards as a kid. Never played it, right? I always just thought the cool ass paintings and shit. But literally, like over the past month, like got a handful of cards, and like I said, when I was editing this, like it kind of sent me through a funk. But you know, it was just something. It was, I don't know, it kept my mind busy. You know, like I was just like, all right, these just go through, look at these cards for a little bit, and fucking organize them, whatever. It was something that I used to like. I haven't done fucking years, dog. And like I still don't play it, still don't know how to play it. But it was just something that was, you know, positive for me, right? And whether it's people playing cards, finding old hobbies, finding new hobbies, or again exercise. It's just endorphins, man. It's just stuff to chemically keep a smile on your face. You know.
That's So I'm glad you mentioned endorphins. It's because you know that high we've always, you know, that high used to chase, that alcohol or the drugs. You know, those endorphins I have found, and after rebuilding all the pathways I destroyed, you know, it is possible for those endorphins to come back even stronger.
Yep.
You know, like you were saying, find your hobby. What's been best for me is physical, like the gym, yoga, meditating. You know, inner work.
That's it.
You know, I also realized once too, you know, I'm like, well, you know, the darker, whatever, that dark force, the dark matter, it doesn't want you to breathe. It wants you to suffocate and feel like you're nothing. It wants you to feel that. And it's like, you know, so just be careful, you know, treading on stuff like that if you're not ready to embark on those. Make sure you have, you know, somebody who's willing to walk through you with it and, you know, guide you maybe, because it isn't easy. But yeah, those endorphins can definitely be explored once again without having to overflood your pathways.
Oh.
And your neurological pathways. And that's one thing it's like you will find enjoyment in life again. You know, it's not the end. You know, and I'm glad you didn't, you know, stay in the funk. You felt emotions. You pulled out of it. I'm glad you know you did, and it's not easy, you know. I still go through my days too, you know, like I said, but I do my best to, you know, take salt baths, you know, my best to
treat yourself, you know?
Take care of myself inwardly, so I don't react to the world, and I can try to do my best to respond to the world instead of just react. You know, which is very hard to do, to keep that balance, but it is so worth it, and it's, you know, definitely.
It's hard to push through the darkness, it's hard to fight through the darkness, but you are your own light, and you can feed your own light. You know, feed yourself, your own energies.
Start it or feed it.
That's it.
Start it or feed it.
There you go. Keep it going. Push for your positivity, for you, again, for others. We're here for ourselves, but we also are here for the rest of humanity. maybe not that far. I'll go for my community, but for entire humanity.
We'll start with the community.
Little chocolates, you know.
For sure.
But man, other than that, dude, like again, we've touched base on you know, our dark pasts, our feelings, and kind of we've touched base on like what brought us there, and different experiences, how we pulled ourselves out of it. You know, we both go through highs and lows. I know there's people out there who go through highs and lows. It could be daily. It could be once a month, once a year. But it is a part of life. It is a part of growing. We ain't in heaven yet. You know what I mean? Like there's shit that's gonna go down, and we need to starve it or feed it.
We're doing our best to show you that, you know, heaven on earth is definitely possible.
Yes.
And it's still here for now. You know, that's why, like, the last one, you're saying, you know, somebody can't help everyone, but everyone can help somebody.
So,
we're all going through dark times, especially during the holidays and stuff. You know, like me now, I have a hard time during the holidays. I kind of, you know, I'll show off, you know, you can turn off my Facebook, you can get off Facebook,
yeah,
you know, it's just
absolutely.
like,
that disconnect.
I see everybody with their families and all that, and you know what I mean, it's like, it's something, of course, to make somebody want to go drink, but it also reminds me that that's what took me away from all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though I still have it, my daughters, you know, I had my family show up for Thanksgiving and stuff, and my family, I do have my family, and I thank God for that. But if I wouldn't have faced my fears and faced myself, which is, you know, my worst enemy, me, myself, you know, none of this would all be possible. I also have a bunch of other articles that I wrote in a newsletter that I did run at it's online. It's Lifelink Clubhouse Chronicles, CHRONICLES. I have a bunch of articles as well of more of my stories. My daughter one time asked me, "What are you telling people about our life?" And I'm like, "Whoa, like, I'm sorry, daughter, but it's just from my perspective of it, you know, and one day you'll be able to grow up and write your perspective of it if that's what you desire." But what I have learned is that has helped me get through the grieving while still moving forward. It's gotten me to be able to be like, well, dang, you know, how am I even able to write something like that or even talk about something like that? No, it's because I had to face it. I had no choice. Or it was swallowing me up, and it still can swallow me, you know, if I don't continue to maintain.
Well, that's why, like, you know, you and I have a certain type of art, you know, like our art is thought out through our own feelings, thought out through our own aspects and our own past and future and all that other shit, right? But like it's something that we create because it is an outlet for us, and it's, I mean, hell yeah, we push our music, hell yeah, we push our artwork, but you know what, we don't force. Like there is an individual out there who will go out and try to find what you're writing about because they're, number one, interested, number two, looking for either more thought processes of their own or more positive outlet from what you've created.
You never know who it can help.
That's it.
You know, those, like I said, I think I did say it in the last one, you know, when you think you're alone, you know, most of us think we're alone, and we are, most of us really are. You know, and that's the good thing about giving your testimony and sharing your stories is to let others know that they aren't alone, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Someone has been there before, I've been there. You know, you've been there, brother. We're just, you know, we're not any better than you guys. We're just here trying to spread the good word, you know, that, you know, it is possible to pull together, you know, and get through these hard times that are presenting themselves to us.
Find like-minded individuals, you know. Again, like, pick your playgrounds, and if your playground is too crowded, or your playground is too rough, or your playground is too slow, you know, pick what works for you. Find the homies you want to play around with. Find if like I said, if it's too crowded and you need to take your time and go to your own fucking corner, guess what? Go to your own corner, man.
Figure out what stunts your growth and what enhances it.
That's it.
Get some sun. or someone saying we're supposed to get 30 minutes of sun a day. I'm like, oh no, damn, that's
oh my god.
You know,
maybe that's why I'm fucking vampiric.
I'll get some sun. Like, damn, maybe that's what it is. But when you said plants earlier,
right?
The sun.
That's it, man.
We're like a plant without that sun.
That's
it's
it.
like without
It
that
is
energy
natural
source,
vitamins. You know, we are an existent being on this planet with all the other chemicals and natural bullshit, and that sun is there for a reason, right? It's big and huge. It's not random. But, yeah, man. Well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a good run. I'm really glad that we did this. I'm really glad that we sat down and you were able to share your stories. I was able to share my stories, and we punched this fear cast out. You know, I do believe that we did positive growth on ourselves, for each other, and you know, we created this so we can try to do positive growth on whoever is watching and whoever is willing to take it in and project it out themselves.
We'll be doing some more for sure, definitely. If you are interested in being a part of this, reach out to us. You know,
that's it.
You have your IG. I got Instagram, TikTok.
We got all of them.
Facebook, One of a Kind of Records with the Z on Facebook.
That's it. I'll throw you hashtags up, all that other stuff.
Yes,
Mr. Scrooge with the money sign, damn it, money sign. Let's do it up. You know, R.I.P. Multimedia is all over Facebook, YouTube, all that other stuff. But yeah.
And you know, to whoever's, you know, maybe in a dark place, you know, don't give up. You know, as they say, Tupac, tomorrow's a brighter day. You know, you can.
That's it.
You know, and to those, you know, who are doing good, props to you, mad props to you, and thank you all for listening and watching, for sure.
That's it. Thank you. So, you know, Unsolved Fearcast, Revolution Influence Productions. Scrooge, thank you. We're out. Bye.